Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I am going to do a little video today on taking apart, cleaning, and oiling and greasing a reel. So if you guys haven't taken your reels apart and cleaned them lately, you might want to just watch this little quick video to help you take it apart and then put it back together correctly and where to grease it and oil it and such. So this is the reel that you guys see me use a lot in the creeks, and it has went underwater a bunch and left in the truck a lot, so it needs a good cleaning right now. I mean, you can already see some debris. I don't know if you guys can see it too good, but like up in there's a lot of dirt and stuff and build up, so I started making a little noise, so I figured I'd go ahead and show you guys how to clean this. So let's just jump right into it. And if you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe below for me, trying to hit that 1,000 mark. So help me out there, join the Chum Boy family, and let's get to cleaning this reel. Alright guys, let's get started on cleaning this reel. I was going to do my Daiwa here, but it's got these little star bits that you need. And this is the smallest one I have, and it does not fit, so I'll have to wait on that. I thought I had one small enough, but I guess not. Anyway, this is all Phillips head in this reel here, so we'll go ahead and take apart this one and clean it. So I guess we can start by taking the handle off, and make sure you clear your area out and lay all your pieces out. So there's the handle. And then you'll want to take off, you want to spin this top. Take that spool off. That's just two pieces there. You can go ahead and set those up here. And then these pieces right here will come off. Be sure to keep all those together right by your spool, so you know. Don't want to lose anything. And guys, I might not do this the 100% correct way, but this is just how I take apart a reel and clean it, and it seems to work good. I used to never take reels apart and clean them at all, but since I've been fishing a lot more than normal and falling in creeks, I think I need to start taking care of my stuff a little better. But you gotta get this little, so, and all reels might be a little different. I haven't taken apart a ton of reels, but you take this little metal clamp right here. Not sure what it's called, but it holds that bearing down in there. Try not to bend it up too bad. There we go. So you take this piece off, and I'll set it next to here. I'll kind of set my stuff over here like in line, so I know which way it goes back on. But then you gotta take this bolt off right here to get the rest of this spool off. You gotta take this little screw out. This little screw keeps that from turning, I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna grab this little smaller screwdriver. Oh, no, I actually need this one. So you take this little screw out here. Make sure you don't lose any of your screws. So now we got to turn this. Let me go grab some pliers. Oh, never mind, I got some right here. So I just use a pair of pliers to do this because it's usually not that tight. Which you guys probably might not want to do on some of your higher end reels, because it might scar them. scar them a little bit, but this ain't a real expensive reel, so I ain't too worried about it. Be careful because there's a bearing inside of here. There's a bearing inside of there. I don't know if you guys can see it too good, but that's a bearing inside of that bolt there, or that nut. And this whole thing will come off, and you want to make sure you oil this down in here, because that's another bearing right there. I ain't gonna take all this apart right here because it gets a little complicating once you start taking off this reverse reel mechanism that allows you to reel it in reverse. Once you start taking that off, it kind of gets a little sketchy, but we're gonna go ahead and take this whole side plate off and get into the gears in here so we can grease those gears too. But as you can see, there's some dirt and gunk in there. The paint's kind of coming off of this reel a little bit. This is a little bit cheaper of a reel. So like this little paint flecks in here could cause your reel to start messing up. So we'll want to clean all that out. I'm just going to get it all apart first, and then we'll oil everything, grease it all, and then put it back together. It doesn't really take that long. Once you take a few reels apart, you kind of learn the mechanisms of the reel and how they work. And it gets pretty easy to do. Those go inside of there. You can actually get you a nice mat too and kind of number all your stuff, so that way you actually really remember where it goes. But then after you get all those screws out, this will just pop right off. So there's the side cap, and I kind of pulled this out a little bit, but that'll be in there like this. And here's another bearing right here. You'll need some grease on that bearing, and you can see some kind of old gunk down in there, some older looking stuff, some debris. But you can actually take this whole piece out like this, and see there's another bearing right there. And we'll want to grease all that, and you can see all the grease in here. I'll kind of try to wipe some of that out and then put some new grease in there. There's another little bearing right here. This is what moves it up and down. Whenever you're reeling, moves your spool up and down. But we'll kind of work some grease into there and clean it all out. There's a lot of debris like right up in here that'll come in through this little switch, this little lever here. So we'll try to get this all greased and oiled up. I always keep a rag so I can wipe my hands off. This stuff gets pretty nasty. But I just got this cleaning spray here I ordered offline. Somebody recommended, said it was pretty good. So we're just going to use this to clean. Just kind of clean everything with. These ones just came with it, so I'm going to use these first. But I'll just spray that on there. You can use this rag too. Kind of wipe everything down. I just go piece by piece, do that. Not sure what kind of oil is recommended or what you're supposed to use, but some guy told me that this was pretty good. So I'm just going to put a little oil on here. Then afterwards I'll just spray the whole reel down and wipe it down. Actually with this, lubricates, prevents rust, cleans, protects it says. So we'll just wipe the whole reel down with that. Help it last a little longer. Let's see, we can oil this up. Need to pull it up a little bit. There we go. Oil this all up. Keep everything well oiled and greased, and then I keep putting that down a little too far. There we go. This is the grease I'm going to use. Synthetic reel grease. And we can just spray, squirt. Come on. Squirt a little bit along each gear, and I'll try to move that gear around. Try to cover it. I get my hands pretty dirty whenever I do this. You can wear gloves if you want, but I ain't too worried about it, so. But you can do what you want. Okay, got quite a bit of grease in there. I'll put some along this tooth, or this gear here. I kind of just spread it around with my thumb and try to work it around in there. Not sure of the quote-unquote right way to do this, but I'm showing you guys what I do for my reels. They seem to work pretty good, so that's what I'll keep doing. Okay, you can see all the grease in there now. Grease in there. Where's that other? Oh, this. I'll take this. And I will squirt some grease all around in here. And then just kind of go around it with my finger. Push it into there. Use my finger and get it all over this bearing here. Spin it around a little bit. Put a little more on this bearing. So that should be well lubricated now. I'll stick that gear back where it belongs. Make sure it's all turning right. There we go. Should be all working right there. Wipe my hands off a little bit. Crap all over them. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and put this side cap back on now that all the internals are greased right here. If you get a newer reel, just take it apart right when you get it and you'll see what has oil on it and what has grease on it. And then that's kind of just what I did. I just took them apart. And then I just took them apart to see what had oil and what had grease, and then that told me what to oil and what to grease. So just what I did. That's kind of just a little helpful tip for you guys. But let me just slide this back on, just like that, and then this nut goes on there with this bearing in it, and this is actually reverse threaded, so don't be sitting there twisting it the wrong way forever like I did the first time. But you can just push that bearing down in there, and then you'll want to tighten this up. Nope. Like I said, it's reverse threaded, so I get confused every time. Snug that down, and then you'll want to put this little clamp back on there to hold that bearing down in there. And if it's loose like this, I just hold it with one finger right here, and I take my screwdriver and I press that clamp on the side back down in there. That'll hold it in there now. Oh, it's still a little loose. You can go around and just press all three clamps back down with the screwdriver tip, just to make sure they're all clamped in there good. And then it ain't gonna slide up on you. Then once you get that clamp back down on there, you want to put your screw back in here so that nut right there don't come loose on you. I'm pretty sure that's what this is for. Yep. All right, once you get it set in there, you can just tighten it down. Snug that down, and then you put your little oh, that's not right, that goes on top. This is what clicks your drag over, or whenever you hear your drag clicking around, this is what you're hearing. I'm pretty sure, I don't know all the technical terms once again, but everything that I know about the inside of a reel is just from taking it apart and playing with it myself. And you can tighten this back down. That seems like it's all working good. Let me loosen it a little bit. Just a little more. Seems like the drag's working right. So then we can go ahead and put some oil. I just put oil and stuff just on these threads. I just put oil and grease everywhere on this thing to help protect it a lot, because I use the crap out, oops. So this will go, actually the reel part will go in first. I use the crap out of my reels, guys, and I'm not very nice to them. So I just cover them in grease and oil to help protect them more. Try to keep the handle part over there clean, just for the sake of not getting it on my hands when I go fishing. And you got it all together. Should sound real smooth, like a brand new reel. Drag works good. Click it over and work it in reverse. Alrighty, and then after that, I will just take my rag. Take the clean side, I guess. Then I'll just wipe the whole thing down. Oops, hit the camera. Let's give the whole thing a wipe down. This kind of just protects everything, all these little metal pieces and stuff, from getting corroded and gunked up. Especially these handles. I've seen a lot of these handles. Like here, I'll show you on my other reel in just a second after I wipe this one down. So that reel's all clean. Clean, greased up, oiled up, ready to rock. This one, you can see, I thought I just seen some, oh, right here. See how that's kind of nasty looking right there? You can hear it. It's getting like a little bit of corrosion and stuff on it. So this is the reel I really wanted to take apart and clean really good. but I don't have those little star bits, so I'll have to get those. There's a lot of junk up in this reel for sure. I use it a lot more. But that's it. Just, I mean, it doesn't take but 20 minutes once you learn how to do it to completely take it apart, clean it all, and put it back together. Don't take no time. All right, guys, that video might have been like kind of fast-paced for you, and if it was, you can go ahead and slow it down or pause it, whatever you need to do to get that next step done that I was doing on this reel here. But as you've seen, it don't take that long. All you need is a screwdriver, unless you have like that other reel I had. You need that little star bit actually, because this is, I think, a Japanese reel. So yeah, it has all those little star bits in it. So this one's a little bit tougher to take apart just because you need the other bits, but most of your reels that you guys are probably going to have are going to be Phillips heads that you can just take that apart real quick, grease it all, oil it all, keep your reels nice, that way you ain't got to buy more. But hope you guys enjoyed that, something a little different this week. Next week we'll get back to fishing, still waiting on my boat to come in and stuff, so that will be it for this week. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something. If you did, hit that like button below. Leave a comment. Let me know how you guys like this video and whatnot. So I will catch you guys in the next episode.